there's always well, there's a key in which the composition is set. It could be like E minor, E flat, B flat, and or E major or whatever it is. Well, in painting, there's a mother color that goes through all. It may be major or minor in tone, and it holds. It's the keynote. It holds the picture together. It binds it together. It has that underneath. You might call it the signature of the painting.
Well, look at that, why don't you? That's a frozen wave, and you thought that was just an urban myth. I'm Chris. This is Flightography at the edge of the world. Not really the edge of the world. The edge of terra firma, an island in the St. Lawrence River. Freshly frozen, solid right across. Been here for weeks now, trying to get some photographs of ferocious, frolicking, feeding mink. While doing so, set up half hidden in camo. I've noticed on several occasions a pair of coyotes moving from where I know one pack is further down the river towards this island at dusk. Shortly after I know they've arrived on the island, I can hear a cacophony of whelping. That's welcoming in coyote speak. So I know there's a pack over there. We're going to head that way now that we have fresh, safe ice to walk on. And it is crystal clear under this fresh snow. Quite something. We'll get some impressionist photographs below the ice. What's going on inside the ice. And then, of course, from the perspective of looking through both of those things. It's going to be a fantastic day. Impressionism is the name of the game, and more on that once we get over to that island. Let's get to it, shall we? I remember the first time I knew I wasn't like other people. You know, normal. It was a beautiful sunny day. I was staring up at the sky, at this arcing, glowing, descending orb, backlit with a golden rim, falling off nicely to the shadow side. As the orb approached, I remember seeing a touch of red on either side as it descended, spinning towards me. The next thing I remember is all green. Turns out I wasn't the best choice for center field for Bill Beloff's Esso softball team. That was 1970. The next time I recall was later that same summer at the McMichael Canadian Art Collection in Kleinburg, Ontario. As we were coming out, none other than A.Y. Jackson himself was entering. Turns out he lived there. I remember him asking me about baseball because I was wearing my Bill Beloff Esso Softball League jersey. I knew who he was, and I knew what he'd created. And I wondered, as he was talking to me, why is he asking me about baseball when what I really want to know about is the art he created? Impressionism, especially Canadian Impressionism, the plein air Canadian school, is always working in the back of my mind. Halfway across to Bredlin Island, I came across drag marks. Turns out yesterday, the coyotes I saw coming out here are part of a pack. And last night or early this morning, they dragged a deer out here. I'm on the trail, heading that way, towards the Eagle Area. Come on with me, let's see what we find. By the way, if you're a fan of free-footed, free-wheeling photography, consider hitting the like button and the subscribe button, and we can have lots of future fun together. %90 battery. 13-second delay right about now. That should be my first video on my trail cam. So I'm out here. This is one day later, by the way. And a confluence of tracks. Coyote, fox, quite a few hare, and mink, I believe. So I've set up the trail. Here we have some mice tracks here. The den that I know of on this island is about midway, so they can probably hear me, but they haven't come to check me out yet. The drag marks from the kill that I mentioned that I saw yesterday are just right behind the camera there, going this way. I'll be heading into the wind. As you'll notice, my photography fashion is quite striking. Yukon Real Tree Camo. The pants are from Wrangler, made in the United States. Twill with a fleece lining. And of course I have my 19th century full suit of tightly woven wool long johns. Have a peek. I can lay out here for hours and feel nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's like a giant cocoon. The hands being the only drawback. The pack, for those that are interested, is a Helicon hip pack. Comes all the way from Europe. And let me tell you, you can pack a lot of stuff into this. And it's right on your center of gravity. So there's no fatigue, no difficulty crawling under branches and all of that sort of stuff generally associated with a backpack. We're heading that way. Tom Thompson, Franklin Carmichael, Lauren Harris, Franz Johnston, Arthur Lismer, J.E.H. MacDonald, Frederick Varley, A.Y. Jackson, later Emily Carr, A.J. Kaysen, Edwin Holgate, and Lemoine Fitzgerald. The ice is super active in singing today. Glorious day. The ice has changed once again here on day 4. Changing on a memory card. 32 gigs in my pocket is full. Ooh, can't wait to get home. Impressionism, the school, the Canadian school, was influenced by the European school, of course, in particular A.Y. Jackson and Varley, who had spent time in Europe and were suitably impressed, traveled and painted, and attracted the interest of the others. That particular form is meant to capture the essence, the nature of a subject in color and contrast and texture, and channel it. Not necessarily in detail, like the Renaissance masters where you couldn't see a brushstroke. Conquering the great Canadian outdoors, that is the school. And if you don't know the name, you should check him out. He did in fact submit a rendering for the flag in the 60s. His wasn't chosen. I'll show it to you here. Well, the sun is almost down and I have a little bit to hoof, so I think that's it. Remember, dress warmly, have your wits about you, look, listen, and do adopt new tech. Not that I'm a big gear reviewer, in fact I am not a gear reviewer, but this camera cozy thing extends my battery time out here by 3 or 4 times, easily. Well worth the addition to your ensemble. Remember, don't leave home without your camera.
Ay, el Ratcheton. El más rap. Te lo voy a dar. Dice que le gustan los gorditos. Ay, ay, ella quiere perrear, quiere un gordito. Me quiere amarrar, solo le doy un poquito. Ella quiere perrear, me llama papacito. Quítate la ropa, baby, cuando yo estoy listo. Ella quiere perrear, ella quiere perrear,
La mando pa'l carajo si no me trae el dinero. Es que quiero toda la plata en el mundo entero. Asumo que cuento con su apoyo, mami, vamos a hacer un team. sacúdelo, 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 sacúdelo. Ey, mira, mira cómo está lloviendo, mira, mira cómo está lloviendo. Sacúdelo, man. Sacúdelo, sacúdelo, sacúdelo. Ey, mira, mira cómo está lloviendo, mira, mira cómo está lloviendo. Te lo meto bien deep, precisamente tendí. Mi diablita está gawking, I'ma make a weed.
Ella quiere perrear, quiere un gordito, me quiere amarrar, solo le doy un poquito. Ella quiere perrear, me llama papacito. Quítate la ropa, baby, cuando yo estoy listo. Ella quiere perrear, ar, 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 ar. Ella quiere perrear, ar, 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 ar.
Oye, Miguelito, spray. Oye, que se ponga el implante porque adentro de ella acabó. Se la meto tan rico que ella no ocupa ganado. La dejo temblando, su pulso goteando. Me mira a los ojos mientras me dice aregasto. Le tirando su tanga. En la cama una puta más que puta, una diabla. Mi rifle salga chipas y choca con su amalgama. Su culo está tan gordo, no cabe en la minifalda. Wow. Le escupo, le pego. Mami, yo te trato como quiero. Le escupo, le pego. Siempre tiro duro de su pelo. Oye,
Ella quiere perrear.